This is one of the hardest fights in the new first phase of Voided, at least from what I've heard from friends and other people in the community. This is what the stage looks like. If you've gotten here, you know how painful this is. I have found kind of a strategy to deal with it. It's still very tense, even with some of my Roman characters. First off, we have the Adjudicators, which stack their HP and attack whenever they get the souls, and the souls are dropped from every enemy, just dying. So if they walk into that range, they basically become unkillable. They're very hard to kill, and they kill your entire team. So that's really rough. The Rippers deal a lot of damage, and they're very tanky. These are probably also one of the hardest parts about the stage. When they die, they reduce your healing on your units, so you need to bring a cleanse. Luckily, there's an epic cleanser, which I'll go over in a second. And then the cleavers just deal a lot of damage. As you can see, it takes full, legendary teams for people to beat these, because it's so difficult. Lots of piercing damage, as you can see. If I had a better piercer, I would make my team a bit differently, but I only really have one that's usable. Idril's gear is so trash that I don't feel like using her. So with my strategy, I have two healers. Medan, you really need purely for the cleanse. I should have her skilled up, but I don't. She's only level 46. She's mostly just for this. Dispels all debuffs from all allies in range. You can also use Elowin, and there's like a Nasomi or something like that, one of the chaotic characters. Those two are pretty good too. Elowin's probably the best healer for this, but Medan works just fine. Vortex is just for healing. Olag is to be tanky, because things in this stage deal a lot of damage. You ideally want 2 piercing damage dealers, but I only have Silas right now. So I'm going to use Wrath to deal with one of the other Adjudicators at some point. Arrogance, I found that it's really good to have a ranged melee, preferably Arrogance. I guess you could use Absan or whatever. But it's just to deal with a specific Adjudicator that I don't want to deal with. And then Vierna and Hex are purely for clearing the waves. You can use anything else, doesn't matter. Just basically piercers, which are going to go over here, and then stuff like that. The piercers are the most important thing, because these Adjudicators are hell. Anyways, I put Arrogance there off the bat to deal with mobs and the Adjudicator. I put Hex after to kill these, so I don't have to place my tanks, otherwise his tanks kind of die, since everything does so much damage. And then Arrogance will still deal with these two without getting anti-healed, even though he never seems to die when I put him here. So he's just kind of chilling, dealing with the waves, mostly just for that Adjudicator. And then I put Olag just to deal with these. I will Vierna ult because I feel like it. You're fine not Vierna ulting, but it's just better safe than sorry. And I put Medan so that she can build up her ult charge. Followed by Silas in Medan's range, just in case. He's going to deal with the Adjudicator that comes here. And then this Adjudicator I struggle with. I tried Idril and she almost died, but it wasn't enough. And then the Adjudicator just kind of got away with it. The big boys are coming. I'm going to time Hex's ult in a second. And then I need to figure out where to put Vortex, but actually I'm going to put Vortex up here because I'm going to put Wrath to deal with the Adjudicator. Silas ult just to deal with this one. Boom. I don't remember if another one comes, so I'm just going to leave him there. But as you can see, anti-heal's really bad, but I think we're fine for now, so I can kind of just wait. I'm going to put Wrath here to deal with that Adjudicator, and I think we're fine. I'm going to take Wrath back in a second, just in case. And there's another Adjudicator here, and a bunch of mobs, so just Make sure to time your ults. If you're ever struggling with the anti-heal, just put them down. But I'm currently not too much. And as you can see, there are quite a few mobs, so this is why Viren is so good, because she just instantly AoEs them all. Arrogance deals with that adjudicator, and now there's more coming, so it's time the Silas ult, and I'm going to do Midan, because I'm struggling a little bit to kill everything, and now we're on the last mob, and that's kind of it. Boom, that guy dies, and then the last adjudicator, Wrath doesn't die, because I have 2 healers on him, and he deals less. That's it. So, I'll go over my gear in a second, but this fight, the fight before the boss, is not that hard if you have the options for it, and of course it is a very difficult level. It's new, and it's just, you're supposed to have good legendary options, or amazing gear. You're not supposed to be able to beat it. Anyways, when I figure out this boss, which I've never seen yet, I'm gonna edit to that, because I just need to figure it out first. Anyways, see you in a bit. Okay, so after a little bit of testing, I have found a strategy that works for me, and might work for you too. First of all, the Shadow Keeper can be a bit rough, but it's very easy to burst her down instantly. She spawns down here, has low defense, high magic resistance, so you do want to pierce her. I will be using Bonded Silas with Dolores to nuke her down instantly. There are other options, which I'll go over in a second, but generally in Void Rift it is very hard to do these stages if you don't have good gear or good characters. So there's nothing I can do about that. The adjudicators, as always, are like the biggest issue in these stages. They will spawn at the top and go in. It does get very rocky eventually, and it is probably the worst part about the stage for me is the adjudicator. Rippers are only at the end, you don't have to worry about them for a while. Beavers come up the side, they deal a ton of damage. The corpses, you have to bring Midan or Elowin or a cleanser to deal with them, because as always they are at losers, makes it impossible to heal. Skills and archers don't matter at all. Anyways, as you can see, lots of gold characters and lots of Silas. There are ways to do it without, as you can see here. This one's more of an Idril build type thing. I'm not sure how they do it, but it's Infernal, Poison, Idril, whatever. So Idril does work if you don't have Silas, but the gear requirement is immense, and it's very tough. So, just good luck. As you can see, Silas abuse everywhere. But, so you can't really blame me for it, honestly. Looks like you can use Nocturne and Cetrum, as well as Idril. Interesting teams. But overall, Silas, Idril, stuff like that. Here's my team though. I have Arrogance and Wrath on the 2 sides, Abomination and Olag for the top, where the adjudicators come in. Ideally, you would have 2 tanks, but Abomination does so much damage, and there's also a fighter class increase that I think is fine. Dolores and Silas for the boss, and then Midan for cleanse, Vortex for healing. Let's just get into it, and hopefully succeed. I failed this run a couple of times already, just based off of poor timing and bad RNG. Hopefully it should go fine. Anyways, Wrath on the side. I'm gonna wait until about here. Hope that he can deal with it for now. And then after you put your 2 fighters, you do want to put your damage dealers, and preferably buffers if you're using Dolores. Just makes it easier. I might need to swap Wrath's build to a more survival one, but it should be fine. Anyways, after you put your ults and the boss starts getting nuked, you can start building up the top. I'm going to put Midan here, just so that her cleanse will affect a bunch of people. And then as soon as the boss is down, you want to take back your DPS. I'm going to put the healer. Hopefully Wrath is fine. I did lose because Wrath was not fine in the previous run, but it's whatever. Hopefully he can deal with this guy. Okay, good. And now the adjudicators are gonna come in. Wrath, Abomination, luckily can deal with the adjudicator all on his own. That's why I like him. But Olag is gonna struggle. But luckily, Silas should be back pretty soon. I'm gonna put Silas over here because I don't think he'll get attacked. If he gets attacked, he will die, and then I will lose. But whatever. Anyways, anti-heals are coming out, but I will save it for the next wave of anti-heals because Dan's cooldown is too long. Wait, like not to wait. And hopefully Olag will survive as my fighters slowly die. After these blow up, I am comfortable with the activating Medan's ability, but for now, I'm just going to wait. Olag's just so nice to have, and just makes it so easy on me, at least. Now I'm gonna do Medan ult so that they can actually get healed, and boom, everything dies. Silas the goat. I also have some of my fighters back now. If Arrogance died, which he didn't, I would face him. It's fine now. Anyways, since Wrath is back, I might put him here just to deal with this one guy that blows up, so that I don't have to deal with that later on. And now we just have to deal with 2 adjudicators and a really strong Ripper. The Ripper does a ton of damage, so hopefully Silas ult will be back soon. I'm gonna Vortex ult just in case, and then I'm gonna Silas ult to hopefully deal with the adjudicators and the Ripper. And that's it. That is the strategy. Pretty easy. All you gotta do is burst the boss down instantly, and then just deal with the rest as cleanup. But if you do it right, there's multiple options you can use. Intro, I think it's the best. Your gear has to be pretty good. My gear is pretty good on Silas, but I can't really help that. It's what works for me. As you can see, pretty good stuff. I have a pretty low level artifact. Abomination just has pretty basic stuff, lots of HP, and some offensive stats. He's pretty easy to build. I like using him. Arrogance just has normal stats for DPS. This is a hard void rift, so although I'm only doing it on hard and not nightmare, your gear has to be pretty good. Wrath just has a lot of damage because I was trying to fix him for guild boss and it doesn't work very well. Anyways, who else did I have? I also had Vortex, who just has a lot of stats. Dolores, you just want a ton of attack. Shouldn't even in big. And then I don't remember who else I used, but whoever else I used, oh yeah, Olag has a lot of stats. Anyways, just you want 4 fighters, 2 for the sides. The mages don't get stronger because you want to keep all the units out of the way as much as you can. And then you want whatever you can to burst in the boss, and then you want 2 healers, ideally, one being Medan or Ella, more or less. And that's just it. That's the save. Anyways, hope this helps, and goodbye with your future endeavors.